to Royal Rebounds TV with Calvin and Barry. Just two crazy fans of the Sacramento Kings, and they sharing their opinion. So be sure that you subscribe. It's for the fans, by the fans. Whether you chilling on the couch or wildin' in the stand. For laid-back conversations about the Kings, subscribe here. Staying down until we come up thinking this gon' be our year. We're here, drinking beer, talking about the Kings. Be sure you subscribe so you can hear that bell ring, yeah.
What's up, Kings fans? Welcome back to Royal Rebounds, a YouTube channel for Kings fans by Kings fans. On today's show, we discuss the loss to the New York Knicks, some trade rumors, and what is going on with De'Aaron Fox. All that and more coming up next. We're here, we're drinking beers, and we're talking about your Sacramento Kings. If you're a Kings fan, make sure you hit that like button down below. And if you enjoy awesome Kings content like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. Calvin and I put out fresh Kings videos almost daily. This is your Kings Nightcap. All right, Calvin, Kings lose tonight. 96-116. They dropped to 18-34 on the season. This is 7 games in a row they've lost now, and they've lost their last 12 road games. What's going on here?
Well, they're just not very good, and it hurts when their worst player doesn't play for 5 straight games either. Their best player, I think I said worst player. Their best player doesn't play for 5 straight games. That sucks. So, yeah. I don't know. What's up, guys? I'd rather just say hi to you than talk about this game. Hi, Fred. Hi, Gothan. What's up, Mike? Dennis in the chat. Jay Drew.
We got Jeff the Lefty in
stopping
here.
by, you guys. Appreciate the shout out on. We're nearing 1,000 subscribers. Kind of a monumental moment for the channel. What do you think will happen first? The Kings make a trade, or we hit 1,000 subs?
I thought you'd say Kings win a game, or we hit.
I mean, yeah, we could do that
1,000.
too.
It's not looking too well at this point. And also, another big announcement to make: we are now on multiple podcast platforms. So if you guys are not available to watch us on YouTube, or you want to watch the show a little bit later, you can check us out on Spotify. We're on Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. If you guys really want to hear us, there's a way to hear us. You just got to find us somehow. So, Calvin, Fox is out again. He actually warms up for this game. I think this is like the 3rd game in a row that I've seen him actually warm up and then decide he's not ready to go.
All smoke and mirrors.
Still listed as a sore ankle. Marvin Bagley is also dealing with a left ankle injury, and then Terrence Davis is still out indefinitely with the wrist injury. We're going to talk about De'Aaron a bunch more in the second section, so I don't want to touch on him too much other than the fact that the Kings have only won 1 game this season without De'Aaron Fox. And how long can your ankle be sore for?
Like I said, it's all smoke and mirrors, I think, at this point. There's maybe some trade in the works here in the background that we'll find out about soon, or the guy just doesn't want to be on the floor with the rest of these Kings players.
Yeah, whatever it is, it's not a good look for De'Aaron or for the Sacramento Kings. And I don't want to spoil the next section, but Calvin, I saw him laughing after the game with some Knicks players and some Knicks staff. We'll jump into that in the second section, what that means for the Kings, what that means for Fox. But rough game for the Kings. A rough month. They only won 3 games this month, 3-12 for the month of January. So I, for one, am pretty happy that this month is ending. I don't know if they're going to be able to get back on
yeah, we'll see what happens.
A winning streak or anything, because next game is Wednesday at home.
Perfect opportunity for the Kings to say, "Hold my beer."
It's against the Nets. Then they go on to play the Warriors at home. The Warriors are looking pretty good. So it's a really tough schedule coming up here.
The Warriors are looking pretty good. That might be the understatement of the year so far.
All right, let's jump here. You want to show box score and go over those numbers?
Yep. Here we go.
I want to be a little bit more entertaining than Katie and Kyle were in their post-game show. He's just like, I don't know what to say. I have nothing to say. I don't know what to say.
I mean, every loss that happens in no trade, for all of us who do stuff like this, where we talk about the game or talk about the Kings, there's really not much left that you can say. I mean, it's the same result every time. They were down by 29 again in this game. But yeah, here, let's look at the box score. Tyrese Haliburton, another pretty good game overall, 21 points. He shot pretty well, 7 of 16 from the floor, 8 more assists, only 2 turnovers. And Davion, has continued to play much, much better offensively since he's been starting. 18 points tonight, 8 of 17 from the floor, another 6 assists. He also had 2 blocks in this game, only 1 turnover. The problem is they just didn't get anything from anybody else. Harrison Barnes and Buddy Hield, the only other players in double figures. They both had 11. Barnes 4 of 8 from the floor. Hield 3 of 12 from 3, 4 of 13 from the field. And yeah, again, you got very small amounts of playing time for some of these young guys like Keita, Lewis King, Jamias Ramsey. They all played less than 10 minutes, only 4 minutes for Keita. I still don't understand why he doesn't get out there a little bit more. Damian Jones played 19 minutes and met 225, and no Marvin Bagley tonight.
Yeah, I think we answered our own question about why Marvin didn't play that much in that previous game, and I think it's because he tweaked his ankle, so he was, I guess, sitting for this game to try and heal up. They didn't really give many updates as to the severity of the injury or how long he'll be out for, but I can't imagine it's too long, and they're probably excited to get him back on the court, or they're resting him as well so that they can trade him.
Maybe.
I know we've seen in the past where the Kings have been talking about moving a guy, and then that guy gets injured, and then they end up not trading him. We saw it last year too, right around the trade deadline. Marvin Bagley gets injured. We heard about the Sadiq Bey offer, but then things pretty much fell apart after that.
Yeah, well, they continue to just be on pace to play their way out of any playoff or play-in game opportunities. So in a couple of weeks, it won't really matter anymore whether a guy is resting because he's got a sore ankle or something, because they'll be out of it.
You know who the Kings need to play to get back on track?
The
Kings.
Washington Generals?
The Kings. That's who they need to play to get back on track. And you'd think they do that every day in practice, but every team in the league is getting confidence off Sacramento at this point. And, those games against Detroit, against Houston, they look so juicy, not so much anymore. Everyone's salivating over that game against Sacramento.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody you want to shout out on the Knicks?
Evan Fournier, that guy had one of the best first quarters I've ever seen. He was playing like his family was being held ransom or something. He came out on fire. 7 of 11 from the field, 18 points. He led all their starters. Alec Burks led all Knicks players off the bench with 21 points. Again, the bench disparity over the past few games has just been ridiculous. And when you're down by 20-plus points on a routine basis, like obviously the other team's bench numbers are going to be high, but you would expect your own bench to have some good numbers too, because they're probably playing a bunch of minutes, and it just hasn't worked out that way. But Obi Toppin had 14 off the bench. Quentin Grimes had 14 off the bench. He was 5 of 9 from the floor. RJ Barrett didn't shoot well, but he had a good game. And Julius Randle was his normal self, 17 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists.
I got to give
again, no resistance or defensively they just weren't there at all. Tons of open threes. The lane was wide open for everyone once again. The Kings struggle to play teams that have size anyway. They just kind of get pushed out of the way. And when you're missing guys like Marvin Bagley, and you got to start a even smaller guard in Davion Mitchell, you're even more handicapped against a big team. But it doesn't matter who they play right now. Big, small, slow, fast.
Can shoot, cannot shoot.
Can shoot, can't shoot. It doesn't matter.
You know what's surprising to me? Kemba Walker, 17 minutes tonight, 0 points for him.
Only 2 shots.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. I know, Kemba seems to be getting a lot of the blame for this team underperforming this season. But we've seen Kemba have some incredible seasons, some really incredible games. So this season to me is a complete mystery as far as he goes. I do want to give a shout out to Mitchell Robinson, though. I think my new favorite nickname in the NBA is the Block Ness Monster.
Barry's all about the nicknames, if you guys don't know.
I love it, yeah. And we got to see Fournier tonight. Don't Google. That's a good nickname, too. I don't know if you guys know about that, but if
all
you want to know,
is Google it to find out.
Google it and turn off your safe search and look at images, and then you'll know exactly why. But I'm done shouting out Knicks players. Let's talk about the team stats a little bit here. 86 shots tonight for Sacramento. They just didn't have it shooting-wise again.
No, they did not.
43% from the field, only 28% from three-point range.
Yep.
But the thing that really bothered me was 50% from the free throw line.
It was one of the keys to the game going in. It's almost like I knew somehow.
But even if they would have made 100% of their free throws tonight, Calvin, they still would have lost by double figures. Yep. So that's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. Anything that stands out there for you?
The only thing that stands out to me is largest lead of the game, 29 for the Knicks, 3 for the Kings. Those are numbers that I'm getting used to seeing, and it's very disturbing.
Dennis, you Googled him? Oh, that's funny. Yeah, Lane, we are really excited to go to the games next week, and we have a big announcement, but I'm going to make you guys wait to the next section before we let you guys know. I might barf. That's funny. Oh, yeah, trade Fox for Sabonis now. Happening? I'm confused, though, because he says, season over, don't make trade, fire Monty, but your name is trade Fox for Sabonis. Do you want to trade or do you not want to trade? I don't know. I'm guessing you want to trade. Fake wrestling was fun. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, this just in, Kings suck. They lose another one. This is 7 in a row now. It's getting pretty brutal, Calvin. 0-5 on the road trip. We did the Royal Report last week, and we're like, the Kings didn't win a single game. The week before that, they won one game. The week before that, they won another game. Yep. It looks like we could be doing another episode of the Royal Report this week with 0 wins.
Oh, they're not beating Brooklyn.
But James Ham might be on this week's Royal Report, so make sure you guys tune in for that on Friday. Let's ditch the Kings game and go to a DHS game. I mean, it's probably going to be the same at this point.
Yeah.
You got more words on this game, Calvin?
I'd rather sit courtside at the Kings game than courtside at the DHS game. I'll just say that.
Oh, man. Kings 3-12 on the month. They lost their last 12 road games when actually they were playing pretty well earlier on, Calvin, on the road this season.
Yeah.
You want to go over what your keys were for the game?
We can. You want to answer Anthony's question here first?
Anthony, do you think Sabonis for Fox is a good trade? What are your thoughts of the Kings building around Hallie and Mitchell? I don't want to talk about this too much because our next section we talk all about trades. But briefly, Fox for Sabonis straight up, I'm probably going to say no. But I'll elaborate more in the next section.
I agree. I would want a little bit more than just Sabonis. I realize that that's kind of maybe overzealous of me to say. You know, Sabonis is an all-star player already. But I think that if the Kings are going to trade De'Aaron Fox, who in my opinion is the best player on the team, you should get a package back that is deserving of trading your best player.
Yep. Pre says, we all know Vivek is a horrible owner and McNair doesn't belong near a pro team. I know you're frustrated, man, but this dude did a lot of good work in the NBA with Houston Rockets. He's in a bad spot right now, but he does need to make a move. I agree. But at the same time, you don't want him getting worked in trades. The only thing, in my opinion, that could be worse than where we are now would be making a horrible trade and setting us back even further. So not advocating to make a trade just to make a trade. The worst thing that could happen to the Kings is the 49ers losing. I mean, I was pretty happy about that, but I'm a Rams fan, so
Yep.
it's going to be an exciting Super Bowl.
Yeah, this house is going to be lit Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh man, all right, I got to get out of the chat here. There's too much going on.
There's a lot.
All right, Calvin, anything else you want to say on this game before we move on here?
No, not really. I mean, it's beginning to be it's like tuning into your weekly show where you already know what's going to happen. Like it's a movie that I've seen too many times at this point. I'm really pleased to see Davion Mitchell play better. But when he's such a crucial part to the bench, that was such a great strength for a while, and now he's not playing off the bench. Tristan Thompson is MIA. Alex Len's been gone. The bench is becoming a weakness for them now. Buddy Hield is all over the place. So, even when a guy steps up like Davion does, there's still not enough to come behind it for the rest of the team.
Yeah, I mean, Calvin's right. 30 games left, as Fred says. Not a lot of these are looking like victories. Like nobody came into tonight. Maybe Melvin Watts. I don't know if you guys are part of the Kings group on Facebook, but Melvin posts like every single day. Kings are going to the finals. Kings are going to win it. De'Aaron Fox is a superstar, blah, 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 all this stuff. He's very, very enthusiastic Homer fan. I think he's probably the only one that thought the Kings were going to win this game. So, we get up here and we talk, we're disappointed in the Kings and this and that. But realistically, none of us pictured them winning this game. We just wanted to see them be a little bit more competitive. You look here, the Kings lost every single quarter in this game. They didn't outscore the Knicks in any single quarter. We saw them shoot horribly again in this game. They didn't even score 100 points. One of their best attributes is supposed to be scoring the basketball. Yeah. But when you don't do that and you don't play defense, your leading
scorer is out.
That's true.
It's 21 points a game pretty much that you're losing every day.
That is true. Dabrab, at this point, it's a good idea to lay an adjusted line bet on any Kings opponent -20. Oh, man. I'm seeing a lot of people here wanting to trade Buddy Hield. I think it'll probably happen here. I think it will.
I would be pretty surprised to find anybody who doesn't want to trade Buddy Hield at this point. If you're a Kings fan, if you follow the team and you don't want to trade Buddy Hield,
Buddy Hield wants to trade Buddy Hield.
Looking for or what you're seeing.
All right, guys. I think we're ready to move on. You ready to move on?
Fire up the trade machine. Here we go.
All right, guys. We're going to take another quick break here, and when we come back, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into your Sacramento Kings with Around the Crown.